All right, so today's topic is Zoom face, and is it a thing? Yes, it is. I attended a conference last week, the week before, and Zoom face is a huge thing, and it has caused rise in people Googling cosmetic enhancements, eyebrow enhancements, and so on. Plus the fact that women are now looking at themselves very critically on Zoom. In the past, if you looked at a photograph of yourself, it was still, and it could have been airbrushed, and you would have kept taking the photograph until you were happy that it looked good. But now on Zoom, you're actually seeing yourself speaking, and you see exactly how you are when you are speaking. And this has become a phenomenon in lockdown. God, lads, have you Zoom fatigue? I know that I have. So today is part one of a 4-part series in relation to Zoom and your Zoom face. So I wouldn't have even known that this was a thing, only that I attended this conference last week. That's the first thing. The other thing is that the amount of people who actually got in touch with me in the last year to say, Olive, whenever you're reopening, please, can I have an appointment? I get the patch test now so that I'm ready to rock and roll when you're open. That they didn't realise that they looked a certain way while they're on Zoom. Now, whether you agree with it or whether you don't, it is a thing. And it's also a thing for men. And so before we go down the road of talking about enhancements to your face, there is a whole Zoom etiquette. Now, I'm a bit late to the party in relation to this because I used to show up to Zooms thinking, oh, sure, I'm at home, and sure, everybody knows that we dress down at home, and so on. And then as the year progressed, there was a whole Zoom etiquette when it came to what you wear, whether or not you wear makeup, and how tidy your hair is, and whether you want to exude a casual look or whether you want to be taken seriously, or whether you want to exert authority, or do you really care at all? And it's evolved over the whole year. So things improved, like sitting in front of a light or a window, a source of light. I'm actually sitting in front of a Velux roof light. It's just at this angle up here. And also behind my camera is a ring light. So that's the first thing that these are some of the minor changes that I made. And the other thing as well is that there's a whole thing about how to angle your camera. So if you have the camera angled just slightly above your eye line, it's very flashing when it comes to your jaw. You certainly don't want your camera at nose level, or that people will be looking up your nose and they'll see all your jowls as well. Then over the year, people, even though they couldn't get their hair done, they started to wear either a headband or a scarf so that it tidied up their hair. My hair is about a foot longer than it should be at the moment. So tidy up your hair as best you can. People know that you can't have a groomed look when it comes to your hair, but you can do the best that you can. Putting on your makeup. We have noticed in the conference last week that a lot of women are either wearing very minimal makeup now, their foundation is way lighter than it used to be, or they may not wear any foundation at all. And that is after changing the whole permanent cosmetic industry. When we get to reopen, when people want to have their eyebrows done, they will be looking for a lighter and more natural look to blend in with this new look. A lot of people are actually going to continue to be working from home even when the country opens up. It is going to happen. I know that my husband's business is very unlikely that they're going to be going back to the office. And it could be that you'll be going to the office one day a week, but the rest of the time that they're finding that it's more economical to keep people in their own homes. That's the first thing. The other thing is that it's making more sense. And also, with this whole variant thing when it comes to COVID, it keeps things safe. And so that's it. So what also emerged from this conference is the whole clothes etiquette when it actually comes to Zoom meetings. So you had the whole top management, middle management and lower management. And the top management, who would usually be the 3-piece suit person, I'm talking about men here now, are now, it's more casual, it's more acceptable for them to wear a shirt that's opened at the top and wear a blazer. And then the middle management were going for more, if they wore shirt and tie at work, they were now wearing just a shirt or a jumper, not quite a t-shirt, or maybe even a polo shirt. So there was an acceptable step down. However, for women, it was just a little bit more difficult. So for women, they were suggesting that if you were top management, that you wore a shirt blouse, probably something similar to this. And you could even wear a statement necklace if you wanted to. But the focus was mostly in not only on your attire, the style of shirt that you wore, but we also focused in on colour. What were the best colours for Zoom in order to be able to exude whatever message you were trying to exude? So if you were in top management or middle management, and if you wanted to exude an air of authority, the colours that were best suited for you to wear on Zoom, like, it's unbelievable that it's a thing, but it is. It is. Whether you agree with it or not, it's a thing. So the colours in the blouse, shirt blouse, that they were recommending for middle management and top management were blue, green, purple, orange. I absolutely adore orange. I think orange is the best colour on Zoom myself. And red. And then if you were really like a Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada, and you wanted to absolutely be sort of really stern and get to your employees, you wore monochrome, but with a bold lip. Imagine. It also mentioned that if you were used to painting your nails, or if you used to have regular manicures, that it suggested that you continued them at home so that you had that manicured look if you're using your hands. So who would have thought that this was a thing? But it clearly is. And I think when it comes to reeling in the years for 2020 to 2025, this whole Zoom face is going to be in reeling in the years. And anyway, so, and finally, and this is just part one now, because I'm actually going to do other things on next Monday and Tuesday in relation to Zoom face. But finally, there is a feature, I don't know if you know about this, but I'm actually going to show it to you now. There's a feature on Zoom whereby you can switch it on, and it's called Touch Up My Appearance. So what emerged at this conference is that the most Googled words at the moment are face enhancements and eyebrow enhancements. And here's the reason why. People are not only looking at their own face when they're talking. I'd always be critical of these horrible barcode lines up here. Hate them. But at 58, am I going to get rid of them? Am I going to stick something into them or enhance them? No, I'm not. I'm don't like them, but they're part and parcel of who I am. But I'm so delighted that I have the eyebrows, because it was one of the things that they had said when you're putting on your makeup, very light foundation, lippy for your meetings, but always touch up your brows. So it's the most Googled words now in lockdown is, how can I get my eyebrows microbladed? And people who didn't usually need to have their eyebrows microbladed are actually getting in touch. It's a bit insecure, isn't it? Actually, I didn't mean to say it's insecure. It is feeding into the insecurities is what I meant to say. Anyway, there you go. And I can tell you for a fact the amount of people who've gotten in touch with me in lockdown to say, Olive, when are you reopening? I could do with a lift. It looks like as if I'm going to be on Zoom for the rest of my career. I'll only be going to the office 2 or 3 days a week. So there you go. The eyebrow industry, like, we're going to need help when we get to reopen properly, because people are, working more from home. And there you have it. What do you make of all that? So this brings me on nicely to a new tool that I have got, so that, and I've only gotten it in the last 24 hours, so that you can send me a photograph of your face, ideally with your glasses off, fringe off your face, and a side photograph of each eyebrow. And you can send them on to us, and I will use our new tool to digitally enhance your eyebrows. And I've got 6 different features. You can go for a bold brow, you can go for a really elegant brow, you can go for a really natural looking brow, and we've got 32 different colours. And you can go for it in what a microbladed look would look like, and you could also have the option to see what a blade and shave might look like on you. So how do you do this? It's simple. So all you have to do is go into the link in my bio here and go into the section how to book, and in that you'll actually see the top option is a digitally enhanced photograph. So tap that, choose the closest time, and it'll charge you €5 in order to have it done. Then you email us with your photographs, 3 photographs, and we'll give you all the options. All the instructions are actually on there, and there's a 24-hour turnaround 24-hour turnaround. So don't expect it at the weekend though, but it'll be from Monday to Friday. It'll be 24 hours, and we'll have them back to you in 24 hours. And you can see then, God, is this what I'd like? No, maybe I'd like it to be a bit bolder. Actually, no, maybe I'd like it to be a lot lighter. And if we've got 30 something different colours to be able to choose from, and I can mix and match all my colours in order to make it. I have the lightest possible colour right through to the darkest possible colour, except we never use black on eyebrows because they fade off to a bluish colour. Prior to this, we used to do a freehand using all the tools that we had. So we used to request you send a photograph, a very, very big photograph, one as big as this, and we used to print it off and use our measuring tools that I showed you the other day and draw freehand on to your face so that you got an idea as to what your eyebrow would look like. And we used to draw it on with a biro, rollerball biro, or we do it in pencil depending on the look that the client was actually looking for. So those who were looking for sort of a fairly high definition look, we used to do it in rollerball, and those who were saying, oh Olive, I'm really nervous and I want it as light as possible, we would use it in pencil then. And then we would actually photograph that and send it back to you. But with this new tool, and that used to take 2 or 3 days, with this new tool, it's done in minutes. So we're delighted to be able to offer that now. Okay then, guys, it's Friday. I don't come on camera on Saturday and Sunday. I spend